Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have two beautiful new Raquel Welch styles to show you. I'm wearing Cruise Control and the color is Shaded Iced Pumpkin Spice. And this is Model Mode and the color is Fiery Copper. I can't wait to get a good look at both of these styles. First, I wanted to thank Shirley's Wig Shop for sending me both of them to review for you, and to remind you that Shirley has a private Facebook group called Shirley's Wig Shop, Hair's Looking at You Kid. It's a wonderful group. We just exchange ideas and information or show off our beautiful styles, and we invite you to join us there. Also, I wanted to remind you, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below, like and comment, and we'll get started. So Cruise Control here is absolutely gorgeous. Sleek, mid-length, bob style, exactly my kind of style. I love these kinds of styles. I think they're so elegant and casual at the same time and practical because you're not experiencing a lot of friction against your clothing and you still have some length that is just so flattering. And it reminds me a little bit of two other Raquel Welch styles, Current Events, which I have never reviewed, but I think looks similar, and then On Point, which I have reviewed, and that review is on my channel. I'll also probably leave some text right here, kind of comparing and contrasting the three styles in case you're interested in certain features or specific lengths. Then you have some choices, which I absolutely love. So let's get a good look though at Cruise Control right out of the box. So as you can see, although we have a few layers here and there, they're long layers. Really, even in the front, you don't have a side swept fringe or anything like that, just these very long layers around the face, curving inward, which I absolutely love. And I think this really adds to the elegance, and I think it makes it so easy then also to tuck fibers behind your ear if you like to do that throughout the day, and that will stay put because of the length. So love that kind of a style. What we have is a hand-tied top, not a mono top, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, and we'll look at different parting options and see what kind of results we get. Right now, I still have that zigzag parting that the style came with because this is right out of the box. I haven't done any styling yet. So I will want to change this part line and create some scalp appearance. Then we have an extended lace front, and it runs from about here to here on me. Beautiful lace front, lighter fibers in the front. I love that in this color. Very delicate, nodding, gorgeous, soft hairline, which we've come to expect from Raquel Welch. So absolutely beautiful. We will work on steam styling this wig. In addition to creating a part line that's more visible, I also like to steam fibers away from the face on a blockhead so that I don't have them falling forward throughout the day. And we will do that together. Let's go ahead and get a quick look at her though from all sides, right out of the box. Here she is from the right and the back. Beautiful movement. And the left. So absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to style her. Next, we will go ahead and do a little bit of styling, and then we will look at the cap construction. I'll take her outside so we can get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. And then we'll look at model mode. We'll look at the cap construction for model mode, also take her outside. And finally, we'll go over final thoughts. So I have my rat tail comb here. Let's go ahead and change this part line so that we can create some scalp appearance and not have the zigzag parting anymore. I like to just run it down the center of that zigzag in kind of a straight line. I think that's looking good, and I'm not seeing a lot of scalp appearance, so I will want to add a little bit of silicone scar tape under there and probably some eyeshadow as well to help create a little more scalp appearance, but I like how the fibers are falling, so I'll go ahead and clip this back, and then I'll put her on the blockhead and we'll do some steaming. As you can see, I've clipped the fibers back on both sides, and now you can see a nice amount of scalp appearance. You're seeing the canvas blockhead there through that hand-tied top. And let's go ahead. I have my iSteam steamer here. This is a little handheld clothes steamer that I purchased on Amazon. I'll leave that in my description box. I also have a full video on my channel all about how I like to steam style my synthetic and heat-friendly synthetic wigs, and I'll leave a link to that in my description box down below. So first we're going to steam this new part line in place, and then I will create a little lift in the front so that the fibers stay out of my face throughout the day, and we'll do that together. Let's go ahead and get started. Be sure to direct the steam at the fibers, not at the delicate lace front or hand-tied top. Keep your steamer moving. Don't leave it in any one place for more than 3 seconds. All right, that should do it. Now I'm going to let these fibers cool completely so that the new style can set. And then I'll put her back on my head and we'll see if we like the results. So she's back on my head. The fibers are nice and cool to the touch now. Let's remove the clips and see if we like how this turned out. Absolutely, I love it. Just a little lift in the front and on the side here. Let's do the test. Once, twice. That's how much these fibers are wanting to fall forward now. So I just absolutely love this method and think that this is adorable. I feel very comfortable in this kind of a style. I did get a good look at this new parting space, and I'm going to stand as close to the camera as I can. Hopefully this will work, because I want you to see that we do have some cluster knots there. So those are multiple fibers knotted together, and so you have a thicker knot that is a little bit visible. Let me go ahead and try to show you that in the camera. And I'm hoping that that worked. So for that reason, even though I am seeing some scalp appearance, I do want to add a little bit of matte eyeshadow just to help hide those knots a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, and I forgot to show you my shadow palette. This is the NYX Warm Neutrals Shadow Palette that I like to use. I'll leave that in my description box, and I just used a skinny little makeup brush to apply that, and then you can just pat it to remove any excess color. And certainly if you really think it's too much, you can also remove the scar tape underneath and start over basically, or wash it out. But I like that, and let's do a close-up again and see if that helps obscure the knotting a little bit. Hopefully it did. I'll get a good look at that as well once she's off my head, and I can always add a little more if I need to. But I think that looks really realistic. Fibers are staying out of my face, and you can see scalp appearance. So love this result. Next, we'll go ahead and look at the cap construction. I have her on a blockhead here, leaning forward a little bit so that I can show you what this part would look like if we change it to the center or the right. Right now we have that left side part, and I have a little bit of scar tape under there and some matte eyeshadow, and I think that looks really lovely parted on the left there, and I will absolutely feel comfortable wearing it that way. If we change it to a right part, you can see it's a little more sparse, and you can see those cluster knots quite a bit on the right. And then a center part, still a little bit of a wide part for my taste, and again that knotting, which of course you can obscure with the matte eyeshadow. But I do think that in the other areas, the knotting is definitely a little more sparse. And on the left here, we have a really nice and natural looking part line. So I did want to show you that in case you were interested in changing the part. It's much easier, and in fact, mono tops are designed to be parted in different areas, and hand-tied tops, in my opinion, really are meant to be parted where the designers have the part, and then it looks good. So let's go ahead and look at the cap construction. Now we have a little bit of silicone scar tape, as I said. I like to use the AWD Medical silicone scar sheets. I purchased them on Amazon, and I'll leave that in my description box down below. This just helps create a natural looking part line, helps the powder adhere a little bit better, and if any bio hair shows through, that also helps obscure that. So Here we have that hand-tied top that has the cluster knotting. And then we have a beautiful extended lace front, about a third the way down the ear tab on both sides. Beautiful extended lace front. I love those because they allow you to style the wig away from the face and still have that appearance of hair growth all along the extended lace front. Huge fan of that feature. Then we have the soft ear tabs with the metal stays, an extended nape for a little bit of extra coverage, and Velcro style adjusters. Now, this cap fits me comfortably. As you can see, I loosened these adjusters just about as much as I could, and I have a 22-inch circumference. All my measurements will be listed in my description box down below in case you'd like to compare them to your own. This cap fits me comfortably. It is probably suitable, I would say, for about a 22-inch circumference. Much more than that, I don't know. Because what you do have here is a hand-tied cap, a partially hand-tied cap. So you can see you do have wefting in the back here, sewn into the cap. And then, of course, you have that hand-tied top that we talked about, a few wefts here near the ear tabs. And then the top, let's say the crown area, is hand-tied. And then also this little side panel. In terms of stretch, so let's look at, this is the entire back. The only areas that I really found any stretch was this little side panel. Has a little bit of stretch on both sides. So really overall, you're not getting much stretch, certainly none front to back, and maybe just the smallest amount side to side here. So I would think carefully if you have a circumference that's greater than 22 inches. I did check the style for permatease and 0 permatease on this style. I was not able to find any, and I looked very carefully. So I'm really pleased with this sleek, beautiful style, and I think this is a lovely cap construction. So here we are outside. Let's get a good look at this beautiful color, shaded iced pumpkin spice out here in natural light. I've tried this color before on a Gabor style and loved it, and so I knew I would love it on cruise control as well, and I do. It is just such a gorgeous color for fall or really any time of year, but I'm especially drawn to these warm red tones during the fall months. So this color is described as having a lot of red and brown tones, dark red and brown tones, and then strawberry blonde highlights. And you can see those, they are blended quite well throughout. And then you have a few in the front, as we said. So just a gorgeous blend of brown, red, and strawberry blonde. And then you have that darker rooting. And I think the rooting is done extremely well. It's not too long. It's not too dark. Just a perfect complement. And again, mimics regrowth for this style. So absolutely a gorgeous color. Let's go ahead and look at the sample from the color ring. You can see here on the sample, the rooting is longer than it is on the style. But those are basically the colors that you have in the style. So just stunning. Let's look at the details out here. Again, we have that strawberry blonde in the front, but done very well, very soft, natural looking hairline, delicate knotting, just perfection. And then we have that left part that we created in that hand-tied top. And I think that looks really natural as well. Beautiful with the rooting. Let's go ahead and get a quick look at this color from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back and the left. So really just a gorgeous warm red shade with brown undertones and brown rooting and a little bit of strawberry blonde. Really just creates a gorgeous color, and I think suits this style really well. Next, we'll go back inside and we'll get a good look at model mode. As you can see, this is an extremely long, I have to step back for you to see the full length, gorgeous wavy style. Really glamorous, really fabulous. And I love this wave pattern. It's just loose and gorgeous. It probably will relax over time. And we don't have a lot of layers. It's really mostly one length. I have pulled all the fibers forward so you can see the full density and length I did notice just a couple of shorter pieces here around the face, and I think that's lovely how those frame the face here, and I feel like are highlighted just a little bit more as well. So gorgeous. I can't wait to change the part and play with her a little bit and see what we can achieve. So let's go ahead and look at the details here. What we have is a full mono top, not a hand-tied top, mono top. So that means that there should be delicate knotting, and you could change the part line wherever you prefer without seeing really thick knots. And we will definitely do that. Right now we still have that zigzag parting. I haven't styled her at all. I wanted you to see her right out of the box. Then we have an extended lace front. Again, that runs from here to here on me. Beautiful lace front, lighter fibers in the front, delicate knotting, and extremely realistic and natural looking hairline. So let's go ahead and get a good look at this style from all sides. Let me flip some of it back. There we go. Here she is from the right and the back. And the left. So just absolutely stunning. Next, we will go ahead and look at the cap construction for this beautiful style. And then I'll take her outside so we can get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. First, I'll remove the piece of silicone scar tape that I like to use. Now, as you can see, we have a full mono top, and this allows you to part the style either center, left, or right, whichever you prefer. And you have an extended lace front, and it runs about, again, about a third the way down the ear tabs on both sides. Love both of these features. They are quite luxurious. Then you have the soft ear tab with the metal stays, an extended nape for a bit of extra coverage, and Velcro style adjusters. As you can see, I left these adjusters where they were, and you could still tighten or loosen them quite a bit. I have a 22-inch circumference, and this cap fits me very comfortably. The open wefting on the sides and in the back creates a nice and stretchy cap. I did check the style for permatease, and I found a little bit of permatease on this style, but it's minimal and well done and just helps support this gorgeous long wavy style and also hide wefting, of course. And I think overall this is a lovely cap construction on model mode. So here we are outside again, and I want to get a good look at this gorgeous color, fiery copper, out here in natural light. First, I wanted to mention that in the meantime, I did style model mode just a little bit. I changed that part line and steamed it in place, and I did steam the fibers up and away from the face just a little bit, even though this is a center part, just to help keep them out of my face. And I do think that these curls, that are curled away from the face do help keep the fibers in place as well. So they're really not too much of a face flopper. And if you wanted a little more control even and hold and just to have a little lift here, you certainly could use some products that are safe for synthetic fibers. So let's go ahead and look at the details for this color. So this is just a stunning auburn, red shade. I have never tried this color before and was very curious to see how I would feel about it, and I do absolutely love it. I see a lot of those copper tones. I think I see a little brunette as well. It's beautiful in the sunlight and in the shade. And then you have the blonde highlighting, especially in the front you have some, and you do have some visible highlighting. Now to me, I really like this kind of a dimensional color. There is no rooting, as you can see, but if you wanted to create a root, you easily could with a little bit of Color Wow root powder. And again, I have that video linked in my description box in case you'd like to see that. I do have the sample from the coloring, but it's just what you see in the style, so we don't need to look at that too long. I thought quickly, though, you might like to compare the two colors, the fiery copper and the shaded iced pumpkin spice, since I happen to have them both on hand. So you can see similar red tones, definitely a little bit more obvious highlighting on the fiery copper, and then, of course, the rooting on shaded iced pumpkin spice that you don't have on the fiery copper. I think I see the colors blended just a little bit more on the Shaded Ice Pumpkin Spice, and maybe I see a little bit more of that strawberry blonde. It looks lighter to me, especially in the shade. So gorgeous red shades. Let's look at the details for this one. Again, we have that lace front, beautifully done, lighter fibers in the front, virtually undetectable knotting, very soft, beautiful hairline. And then we have that parting space, that mono top, and I do have some silicone scar tape under there. I think that looks very natural. So I want to show her to you from all sides out here. Here we are from the right. And the back. And the left. So just a gorgeous color for a stunning, very long wavy style. Next, we'll go back inside and go over final thoughts. Model mode here and cruise control are both gorgeous new styles by Raquel Welch. I'm so glad I got to try them both. They're very different from each other, of course, but just stunning. Cruise control, as we said, is a beautiful, sleek bob style, lower density, no permatease whatsoever, mostly one length, just a few layers in the front here. Just a gorgeous, sophisticated, sleek style with a lovely cap construction, and I just absolutely love this color on cruise control. And then model mode is stunning, of course, just a gorgeous long style. Both styles are made with Raquel Welch's true to life heat-friendly synthetic fibers. And if you've worn heat-friendly synthetic fibers, you know that they over time tend to frizz a little bit and require maintenance due to friction against your clothing. Now, of course, with a style like model mode, you're going to experience more friction more quickly because of the length and any rubbing that you might experience against furniture. If you're in a car or even just sitting on the couch with a style like this, I highly recommend just parting it sort of in the center, in the back, and pulling the fibers forward. And this way, I feel like I experience less friction in the back when I'm leaning against a chair or a couch. So that's one thing you can do to help preserve these fibers. I have a full-length video on my channel all about how I like to maintain my heat-friendly synthetic fibers, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box down below in case you'd like to watch that. With this long style, I do just want to show you this one product. This will be your friend. The Simply Stylin' Pure Silicone Spray, Light Silk Spray, has been a lifesaver for me for wavy styles, longer styles. When you experience matting, it usually starts, in the nape area in the back. And even just with the little bit of reviewing I've done, you can see I definitely could already use a little bit of silicone. I think it's so important to finger comb these kinds of styles. I wouldn't even use a wide tooth comb because I think you feel the tangles more easily with your fingers, and that just really helps preserve and prolong the life of these fibers. So if you are to use this, I just like to place a little bit on my hands, spray it on my hands, rub them together, and then run my fingers through the fibers where you feel like it's getting a little tangled, and that will really help loosen up those fibers and make them more manageable. I would be careful to avoid getting any of the silicone spray on any hand-tied portion of the cap because it can loosen knots. So absolutely a gorgeous style, very glamorous, a few layers, especially here next to the face. I think that's so pretty, and just loose, beautiful waves, very long style. I wanted to remind you that both cruise control and model mode here are available for purchase from Shirley's Wig Shop, and I will leave a direct link to both of these styles in my description box down below. Also, I wanted to thank you for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.